Three things in nature often taken for granted. There are many things in nature that we often take for granted, but they are essential for our well-being and happiness. But why do we often take these things for granted? For one thing, we are used to them. When we have something for a long time, we tend to forget how valuable they are or how hard it was to get. Another reason is that when we are busy or distracted, we don't pay attention to the things around us. We don't realize how much they matter until they are gone. In this video, we will highlight three things in nature we often take for granted. We encourage you to come along on this interesting discussion. Number 1. Air. The air we breathe is very important for our life. Without clean air, we would not be able to survive. But sometimes we forget how much we need it and how much it helps us. Here are some reasons why we take the air we breathe for granted. One reason is that we're very used to it. We don't see the beauty and the wonder of nature because we are too busy or too bored. We breathe every day, every hour, every minute without thinking about it. We don't notice the air until it smells bad or makes us cough. Air pollution is a serious threat to our health and the environment, and it is mostly caused by careless human activities. The air we breathe is valuable because it gives us oxygen. Oxygen is a gas that our body needs to work properly. Without oxygen, we will not be able to use our brains, move, or live. Oxygen also helps us fight diseases and heal wounds. Oxygen is a fuel for our body, and the air we breathe is like a gas station where we get the fuel. The air also affects our mood and emotions. It can make us feel happy or sad, calm or angry, energetic or tired. The air can also inspire us to be creative, to learn new things, to have fun, or to relax. The air is a precious gift that we share with all living things. We should be mindful of the air we breathe and enjoy it more because it is our life. Number 2. Sand. Sand is one of the most common and versatile materials on Earth, but many people do not appreciate its value and importance. Sand is often taken for granted because we get used to it. Sand is everywhere, from deserts and beaches to rivers and lakes. We see sand every day, but we rarely pay attention to it or wonder where it came from. We assume that sand is abundant and infinite, but in fact, sand is a non-renewable resource that is being used faster than it can be replenished. Sand is also seen by some as a nuisance or a threat rather than a benefit, because it can cause erosion, dust storms, and landslides. Perhaps another reason why sand is often taken for granted is because we lack awareness. We do not know much about the origin, composition, and diversity of sand. We do not realize that sand is formed by the weathering and erosion of rocks over millions of years, and that sand can vary in color, shape, size, and texture depending on the source and location. We do not appreciate the complexity and uniqueness of each grain of sand or the stories that sand can tell us about the history and geology of the earth. Well, how useful is sand? Sand is very useful because it is essential for many industries and products. Sand is a key ingredient for making concrete, glass, asphalt, bricks, and many other materials that we use for construction, transportation, and communication. Sand also contains valuable minerals and metals that are used for electronics, jewelry, and other purposes. You may be surprised to know that sand is the second most used resource in the world after water. Sand helps us to filter and purify water, making it safe for drinking and irrigation. Sand also helps to create and maintain habitats for plants and animals such as coral reefs, wetlands, and forests. Sand provides protection and recreation for humans, such as beaches, dunes, and sand castles. Sand can be a source of beauty and joy rather than a problem. Sand is a wonderful and important material that has helped to shape the world and our lives. Number 3. Water. Water is the source of life, and we depend on it for everything. It is the most used resource in the world, but many people do not appreciate its value and importance. Water is often also taken for granted for one major reason we take other things for granted: because we are used to it. We have access to water every day, from the tap, the bottle, or the fountain. We don't think about how much water we use or need, or where it comes from. We assume that water is always available and abundant, but in fact, water is a finite and scarce resource that is under increasing pressure from population growth, climate change, and pollution. Water scarcity is a global problem that affects millions of people. As a glimpse into how valuable water is, think of these few scenarios. Have you ever run out of water in your home while cooking? In your apartment, have you ever run out of water while you were having a shower? Have you found yourself thirsty out there in the blazing sun with no nearby source of drinking water? Did you get your hands so dirty with work and you could hardly find water to wash off? We tend to appreciate how valuable water is, especially when there is a lack of it. Water is useful because it is essential for many bodily functions. It helps to regulate our body temperature, delivers oxygen and nutrients to our cells, remove waste and toxins, lubricates our joints, and protects our organs and tissues. Without water, we will not be able to survive for more than a few days. Water is also used as a source of recreation and leisure. It creates habitats for plants and animals such as wetlands, forests, and oceans. These three things in nature are very vital for our survival. We should not ignore or waste them, but we should value and protect them. We should use them wisely. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell.